Good morning, my YouTube VSG family. I'm just coming for a random update since I've not remained consistent, and my apologies for that. Today is September the 13th. Today is a Tuesday, so tell me Tuesday. I am officially 29 weeks and 6 days. So tomorrow I will be 30 weeks in my gestation for pregnancy. I have quite a few things to unpack as I've not really did any updates here recently. Alex is doing pretty well. I've done my 1-hour glucose test. If you've had a pregnancy before, you're familiar with that. It's just a test to see how your body is processing sugars. Because ultimately,
Bluetooth connect.
Sorry, because ultimately that does affect your child. Let me turn this off for now because I don't need that beeping in my video. It affects you and it affects your pregnancy. So, for my first test, you drink this solution after fasting 8 hours. So I fasted from the night before and went immediately to my doctor's appointment. They do a blood draw, for your fasting. They do your, first blood draw for fasting to see what your sugars look like, before you drink the glucola drink. Then they give you a concentrated, basically sugar drink, glucola. I took the lemon lime flavor. And then after that, they have you sit there for an hour and they draw your blood and test it, see what your sugar levels look like. My sugar levels were higher than what the normal range is, thus pushing me into the possibility of having gestational diabetes. So, I think my score was like 166, 168, somewhere around there. I just know for sure that it was higher than their normal range. Sorry, y'all, it's hot. I'll get a little taste of air first.
Bluetooth connect.
Okay, so that test I failed, and that just means that you have to come back in. It's a flag for them to say, okay, we need you to take your 3-hour glucose test to see how your body is breaking down the sugars after so long. I came back to take that test, and again, you have to fast the 8 hours prior to the testing. They take your blood when you first arrive to see what it looks like before you've had any sugars or anything in your body after you fasted that 8-hour period. And then you have to chug the drink again. But for the 3-hour, it's even more sugar in one drink. And I did the lemon lime again. I would say maybe I lasted 10 minutes before I threw it all up. Like, it all came back up. I had to run to the bathroom, came all back up. So they weren't able to draw my blood sugars, because with that one, you go in for, after you fasted, they get your blood immediately to see what your base level is, basically. Then at the first hour, they do another blood draw, then another blood draw at 2 hours, and your final blood draw at 3 hours. And they compare those numbers to determine if you have gestational diabetes. So I wasn't even able to do the second blood draw because I threw it up. They weren't going to be able to get any information from that. So they scheduled me to come in again. Came in like 2 days later. Did another fast. Did the drink. Chugged it down. Lasted a little bit longer this time. They prescribed me some Zofran, which is a anti-nausea medicine. I took that about 30 minutes prior to going to the doctor, and they said that should help with the nausea. I did last longer the second attempt at this 3-hour glucose test. However, I still ended up throwing it all up. Not only did I throw up, for both instances, I felt extremely, extremely hot and sick to my stomach, and I had the runs. Yeah, my body was definitely going through dumping syndrome. I've had VSG. It's just kind of what your body naturally does after you've had that procedure done. So, today, I had to go to a nutritionalist where I was formally diagnosed as having gestational diabetes. So, that's fun. I am now restricted to a pretty strict diet, and I'm having to check my blood sugars 4 times a day to help me try to regulate my blood sugars, because there are a few different issues, birth defects that gestational diabetes can cause. So that was like an eye-opener for me to take this way more seriously than I actually have. It makes me feel pretty terrible, but now that I have the tools to understand and move forward and a range of what is normal in this state of my pregnancy, and knowing that I have gestational diabetes, I'm going to try to work my butt off and be very serious about this, because it's a little scary, It can cause you to have a pretty large baby. It can cause them to have issues with their blood sugar after being born, and that can affect them being able to regulate their body temperature on their own. It can cause stillbirth. There's all sorts of things that gestational diabetes can cause during pregnancy. So I'm buckling down. They've gave me the information to record my meals per day and how many carbs. It's basically a carb-based diet, and making sure I record those meals. Oh, it can also, gestational diabetes can cause jaundice, which is the yellowing of the skin for the baby, and respiratory distress syndrome. So, it was a reality check for sure. But for breakfast, I can have 30 grams of carbs. Lunch, I can have 45 grams of carbs. And dinner, I can have 45 grams of carbs. And I have to record all of my meals and things like that, snacks. Which, this kind of ties into having had VSG surgery anyway. But because I was so lax in it and not really doing the work, you forget how unhealthy some foods are, especially the foods I've been eating in regards to eating out. It's so much healthier to eat from home, make your own food, stuff like that. I even checked with my nutritionist. I was just like, okay, once I leave here, I'm starving, about to go to Burger King. They said biscuits are listed as one of the things, and about the range of what you're looking at for carbs. The biscuit they have listed is the old school little tiny biscuits, the canned biscuits. She was like if you go to Burger King, double that, because they're much bigger. So it's okay, cool. I'm going to go get me a sausage and biscuit. Meat and cheese do not count. So that's fine. just sausage and biscuit, meat and cheese. I got hash browns. The hash browns were double. That's all I ate. But they were double what is allotted for breakfast. For just the hash browns. I didn't even eat the sandwich because I was just like, it was 54 carbs for a medium container of Burger King's little hash brown rounds. 54 grams. And my allotted amount was 30. So I was just like, okay, I'm not going to eat the sandwich. I'm not going to eat anything else. I'm just going to drink the rest of the time being, for the rest of the time being, before my next meal is due. But, and I eat that all the time. So, if you're having any issues as far as like blood pressure or blood sugars, they may not automatically refer you to a nutritionist, but I strongly encourage it, because there's like, I know it seems pretty common sense just to sit here and talk about it, but if you don't know, you just don't know. And looking into this, I'm just like, wow, this is where all of this is coming from. This is why I'm gaining this much weight and all this stuff that my doctor's been talking about as an OB, but hasn't really broke it down to me as far as what my boundaries need to be. Just eat less. You're gaining too much weight. You're gaining too much weight. But this is very specific and very helpful after having visited them, and it should help. Now, it doesn't break down like sodium and things like that, but as far as the sugars and the fact that I am now officially a gestational diabetic, it's very eye-opening. Like, what have you been putting in your body? And then, not only that, you're not doing anything else to even counter it. Like, I haven't even been working out on nothing. It's just, I'm a bit disappointed, but with the tools provided, I'm looking forward to doing better. I also start school today with University of Phoenix. I'm really excited about that. I'm going for a bachelor's in business management and a concentration in business fundamentals. Pray for me for that. I really want to take it seriously. Like, I have all these things and I'm just like, I don't want to fail. I just don't want to fail. So pray for me. My motivation is Aubrey and Alex. Like, at the end of the day, I have to remember what my why is, what my whys are. So, y'all pray for me. I look forward to doing much better. Help me if you want to, like, just check in. Hey, how's it going? What's the diet looking like? What's your exercise looking like? What's school looking like? Coffee doesn't count towards my carbs, so that's good. That's about it. Gotta get back to work.
Bluetooth connect.
Y'all stay fantastic. Tummy Tuesday update. Oh. Alex is almost here. Y'all have a great day. Peace.